Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Hello everybody. Can you hear my voice? Hello. Can you hear my voice, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you please turn on your camera? I want to greet all of the participants here, Mr. Nuha, Carmila, Adisena, Fatir, and others. Can you please turn on the camera so we can more intensively discuss? Okay, Fatir, Adisena. Okay, I also want to remember your face, yeah, your faces. Okay, thank you. I think you have already seen my screen, yeah, dear sisters and brothers. You can also download by your own into my class. And today we try to continue the discussion on the last week. Yeah, uh, I guess you still remember what we had learned last week. We talked about economic growth in relation with the uh, investment and saving. Yeah. And now we going to continue the discussion on economic growth, yeah, pertain and also public policy, yeah, public policy. Oh, before we start, do you have any questions, sisters and brothers? Before we start, have you had any questions or you have any inquiries related to the discussion on economic growth, please? Any questions or any inquiries, brothers and sisters? Okay, if there is no questions, I please continue my presentations. Yeah, we are going to discuss the topic of economic growth and public policy. And this issue is quite interesting by looking at the existing condition of Indonesian economy. Why Indonesian economy is not growing faster compared to the other countries? For example, Singapore, Malaysia, yeah, and any neighboring countries. Why we are still lagging behind compared to the other countries, yeah, in neighboring areas. So what make we are difference? Yeah. So we want to that issue a bit detailed. And if you talk about economic growth and public policy, we talk about government policies, whereby this government policy indicate to what extent the government is able to raise productivity and living standard, including those things. Yeah. So if you feel in your country, Indonesia particularly, the government is promoting those activities, yeah, encouraging saving investment from abroad, yeah, educations and so forth and so forth. It means that your government is trying to raise productivity and living standards, and the way around. If the policy of government is not touching those activities, it means that our government is not going to increase the living standard and others. Yeah. Let me just continue a bit details on its particular issues. Yeah. One is important saving and investments. Yeah. So you see, sisters and brothers, in Indonesia in particular, yeah, we have limited numbers of budget. Yeah, if you remember our national budget, yeah, that has been announced by the governments recently, our deficit is wider or broadened year by year. So it happens because the government doesn't have enough funds to finance the economic activities in a particular year. For example, in a year. Yeah. So what we have to do is we have to increase our saving. You see, Japan. Why Japan continues to be a prosperous country? Because the Japanese people, they likely to have more saving compared to the consumption. So if you have more saving, yeah, logically, the government will have more investment area because your saving will be used by the government to finance the infrastructures that needed to increase the economy by taking the saving. But if there is no saving, then from whom resources the government will get the fund in order to support the economic developments? Yeah. So here, if we use fewer resources to produce consumption goods, we will have more resources to produce physical capitals. So if you have more consumption, it means that you have less saving. If you have more saving, you will have less consumption. It would be the way around. Yeah. So if you have more saving, so you will have capability to produce more physical capital. You will have more acquired human capital through education, and you have increased our technological knowledge by doing research and developments. So the keywords here is system brothers. You have to increase your saving account. You have to have more saving compared to the consumptions. Because by having more saving, you will have more capability to produce the thing that more productive than only just consumptions. Yeah, this is the keywords. And the other ones, the importance of the saving and investments. But there's a trade-off. What a trade-off? Dilemma. Dilemma. More savings, less current consumptions. If you have less saving now, you have more current consumptions. This is the way around the opposite directions. So it's not clear whether the government should encourage individuals to sacrifice current consumptions for the sake of the brighter future. So if you are asked now, I want to I want to ask your arguments. I want to call here uh, Sister Ignatius Putri. Sister Ignatia, if you are a
Yes.
government, if you are the government, yeah, you are elected, you are president elected just now, like in America, yeah, you are elected by the people to be a president or to be the leaders of your area. Which one that will be selected as your basic policy? Whether you will promote the consumption or you will be promoting savings, because these two has the opposite direction, dilemma, trade-off. What do you think, please?
So I must promoting also saving, sir.
Yeah, why?
I think because the saving is much better for the future if we because we don't know the future, so we must much the saving. I think because there is some maybe because I don't know what will happen in the future, so we must get the saving.
Okay. So the question is, I want to put your answer and pass to others. I want to pass to
Yes.
Barik Ariba. Yeah, Sister Brother Barik, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want to ask your opinion. Okay, Sister Ekna, just now, yeah, I want to critically ask your thinking. Sister Ekna just now asked answering that if you have money or you have particular fund, you are requested and suggested to put this amount of fund savings, yeah, because this saving will be used for the future developments. But the question remains, Barik, if you are, I'm sorry to say, you are a poor people. I'm sorry to say, if you are a
Yes.
poor people, yeah, the poor people, in my humble experience, my humble observations, they even do not think about saving because they don't have enough money to be consumed, yeah, or to be saved for the future. Because for consumption, they are lacking. What do you think then?
Mm, so what the question what?
So the question is, does the argument Is the argument of Sister Egna just now that saving must be promoted applicable to the poor people? Any ideas? Any ideas? Any response?
Mm, maybe no, sir. I don't know. I can.
Okay, okay, baik. Okay, maybe I will go to you again. I want to hear from Brother Fatir here. Brother Fatir, you are very serious in looking at the cost. Could you please just, Brother Fatir, could you please respond what my question to Brother Barik just now? What will you,
Uh,
yeah, in the case of poor people that they don't have enough money to save, yeah, whether they are requested to put a saving, but they don't have enough money to put the saving into saving. What do you think then?
I don't, I don't know, sir.
Any other students can assist me to give the argument, please? What do you think for the poor people who they do have no enough money to put the money into saving, but from the theory point of view, everybody should put the saving compared to the consumptions because saving is believed to be better compared to the consumptions. What do you think then? Adisena, are you there? Could you give some your arguments, please? Or maybe Dia, Sister Dia, the last one before I answer. Sister Dia early, are you there, Sister Dia? Could you
Yes, sir.
please share your humble knowledge, please?
Uh, I can talk with English because my English is a little bit.
Limited.
Yeah.
Okay, please raise your arguments. Mixing.
Mungkin kalau kita poor,
Hmm.
kita itu bisa uh, mungkin berutang, Pak. Tapi
Hmm.
kalau memang dari uang itu sudah diproporsikan, jadi ada beberapa buat. Jadi sebenarnya pur itu menurutku tuh nggak ada, adanya tuh kitanya nggak bisa memanage uangnya gitu. Gitu,
Yeah.
Pak.
Okay. Very critical answers, and I do a little bit agree with you. Somehow the money that we have is not considered to be big or small. It is back to the our managerial, isn't it? Yeah. If you can manage the small, it will be big. Yeah. But if you even you have very huge amount, if you are not clever enough to manage that fund, you will be maybe trapped into poor income. Yeah. Okay. Let me just share my knowledge. Yeah. So, dear sisters and brothers, yeah, these arguments, yeah, that there is trade-off between the saving means less current consumptions, yeah, that the government should encourage individuals to sacrifice current consumption for the sake of richer futures. So, these arguments, in my humble understanding, it is applicable for those who have already had certain level of income that they can whereby these people can have ability to fulfill the basic needs. So if you have had ability to fulfill your basic needs, yeah, so you may be having a certain ability to manage your fund into saving. But if you don't if you cannot fulfill your basic needs, your basic need, not primary, not tertiary, not secondary, but basic need. In my opinion, he or she or they must fulfill the basic need first. Otherwise, they will be dying, isn't it? Yeah. So you have to put these arguments into the context. Yeah. The context is if these people have already in the middle income or above the minimum basic requirements of needs, maybe they will have saving. You don't need to ask them to have saving. They will be saving the money by themselves. I want to ask you, Sister Dia, or maybe others here. If you have money, whatever that you have, whether it is huge or small, yeah, if you feel that this money that you're holding, yeah, is has been fulfilling your conditions, it means that even though this money is being saved, yeah, you still alive. Yeah, you and your family, not only you because you are living in environment, you and your family still alive. So I guess that your money, even though this is small or huge, maybe will be put into saving account. But the way around, if you still not be able to fulfill your basic needs, your family, your mother and father, maybe your children, yeah, in the future perhaps, still looking for, still needing the money. Yeah, even though you are given a very huge amount, I do guess, I do swear that you will consume this money first to fulfill your basic need, your family's need, and the rest will be put into saving account. So the conclusion is the saving, yeah, will be applicable, yeah, will be done by everybody, yeah, by student, by everybody once they have already uh, fulfilled their basic needs. Yeah. So if it is applicable, they will be favorable to save the money compared to the consumption. Because if you have enough money, if you have fulfilled your primary need, I do sure you will also fulfill your secondary, your tertiary need, isn't it? And the secondary and tertiary need basically is not quite important for you because you're still alive, even though you don't have this tertiary and secondary needs because it's not a basic requirement. Yeah. So this is the points. Can you get my points, Barik? Can you get my points, Barik?
Yes, yes, sir. I can.
Okay, thank you. So I just want to emphasize the issue into the context. Yeah. Okay, the next one. I want to just continue. Next one. Okay. Moreover, the accumulation of physical capital is subject to diminishing returns and the catch-up effects. Yeah. So if you have saving and you have investment, yeah, it will have diminishing returns. It means that the more you invest, yeah, somehow the return will be diminished. What diminished? Reduced. Yeah. So here, system brothers, yeah, I want to give you secret science. Yeah. Not secret, but it is important knowledge that I got, yeah, for over my study for 14 years. Yeah. I have been studying economics since I was 18 years old, like you. Yeah, I did my bachelor in economics, master and PhD in economics. So I learned economics uh, since 40 years ago. And after my reading, yeah, frequently, I try to understand the reading, yeah, the textbook and other issues about economics, yeah, macro, micro, and others. Basically, we are learning about balance, keseimbangan. Yeah. So whatever that we beyond the balance, it will be excessive. Excessive is wrong. But the way around, if you below the balance, the optimal balance, yeah, it will be stagnant. Yeah. For example, Arik here, yeah, you are motivated students, yeah. You are very great in terms of CGPA, academic, non-academic, yeah. But if you don't have the non-academic achievements, so it will not be perfect. You only just pursuing your academic, your CGPA 4.0, but you have less non-academic. You never conduct the sport, art, or maybe organization. Yeah, you are lacking in that part. And the way around, somebody who are uh, pursuing the organization, yeah, art and sport, but they are forgetting about the academic side. This is meaning that you are excessive in one side, but you are leaving the other side. Yeah. So the right one, what is the right ones? You should have the balance part. You still following the sport or the non-academics, and yet you are following the academic. You are set by set, hand in hand. The same with economics right now. If the enforcement is too excessive, yeah, is too exaggerated, too excessive, but no saving available, yeah, so it will make the economy will be diminished. Why? Because so many money outside, but no money coming. Yeah, too many consumption, but no income. What happened then? You can imagine. Yeah, too many spending, but no income. And the way around, so many income, but no spending. You can imagine. Yeah, so many saving, no investment. So many investment, no saving. No balance happens there. Yeah. So the good one is they are hand in hand. They are balancing. They are hand in hand. They are going together. They are integrated each other. Yeah. So in this case, if you see from the slide, yeah, the more accumulation of capital, yeah, in the economy, it will subject to diminishing return if excessive. Yeah, if excessive. And here, as the stock capital arises, the extra output produced from an additional output unit of capital follows. This is I mean. So if you have more investment, yeah, but you have more output produced, yeah, so the return will be diminished. Yeah, why it happens? Because not balance between input and output, between output and input. Yeah, so we have to be balanced. The next one, here that I mean, sisters and brothers, illustrating diminishing returns. So you can see uh, this uh, this curve. Yeah, this is the U curve. Yeah, U curve. Yeah, U curve that the opposite U curve. Yeah, if you moving up, you are moving up here from the zero line. You're moving up until this one. This one I consider as the optimal points, the point that have the best alternative. Yeah, and after this, you will be falling until you are reaching the horizontal line that closer to the zero. Yeah, so if you have more capital and you add up your capital until this point, it will be good. But if you have more capital beyond this optimal, this one, it will make your capital will have diminished in terms of the returns. So the point is you have to find out these optimal points. This is the essence, the essential, the basic understanding of economics. You have to look for these points. Yeah. If you want to know how to calculate these points, the mathematical approach, the mathematical course will teach you next semester or this semester. Yeah. Any questions so far before we continue, please? You have any inquiries? Okay, continue if you don't have. Okay, here, diminishing returns and the catch-up effects. Yeah, could you please read, brother? I want to hear Danny. Danny, could you please read the statement from the slides, please? Diminishing returns and the catch-up effects, please.
Read, sir.
Yes, please.
Diminishing return and the catch-up effect. In the long run, a higher rate of investment in physical capital leads to a higher level of productivity and income, but not to faster growth of productivity and income. Saving and investment must be used intelligently, not just to accumulate more and more physical capital, but to pay for education and research and automation.
Okay. If you don't understand these 2 points, the keyword only one. Yeah. The keyword is the diminishing returns, yeah, will happen because the level of investment has passed the optimal points. This is the point. Yeah. So if the investment or saving has passed the optimal, the point that I put previously in the curve, the optimal positions, so the diminishing returns will happen in the capital. So in order to ensure how to make this productivity is not falling or diminish, this one have a solutions. You have to pay attention to education and research and automation. So you have to ensure that the level of productivity is oftenly or frequently or continuously increasing. Yeah. So the productivity level in economy must be always higher and higher. Yeah, not going falling. Yeah, in the economy. So you have to maintain a level of productivity that keep upgrading, yeah, keep increasing, not growing down. Yeah. And the next one here, the catching up effect. Catching up means the productivity is faster. Yeah, the growth is faster than falling after this. So if example the productivity of you now is 2 and tomorrow is 6, tomorrow is 20. This is the faster catching up. You are catching up. You are running, yeah, in terms of your productivity. But after 20, your productivity falling into 10. Yeah. So let me see here. The catching up effect implies that the poor countries would grow more rapidly than rich countries that are otherwise similar. So what makes the country rich actually is not because of the material resources, no, because the level of productivity of the manpower. Therefore, you are now in the school, you are now learning and studying here. In order to improve your productivity faster, keep growing and not falling. Because you will use your brain to create technological advancements, yeah, and you will create such a level of productivity that not going down over time. Yeah. Let me see the example. From 1960 to 1990, the United States of America and South Korea devoted a similar share of GDP to investment. This is the case study. Yet, the United States experienced mediocre. Yeah, mediocre means that mediums. The growth is medium. Yeah, not too fast. Annual growth of about 2%, while South Korea experienced spectacular growth of more than 6%. Yeah, so this 6% is indicating us the catch-up effects. The catch-up effect. Sorry, the light is turned off. Yeah, you cannot see my face because the electricity is, oh sorry, electricity is turned off. Yeah. Can you hear my voice, sisters and brothers? Still can hear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry, because the electricity is turned down. Yeah, is padam. Yeah. Okay, I can continue then. Doesn't matter. My face is disappear now. Yeah, because of the electricity. Yeah. Okay, next. The next one. Okay, here is the slide the video. Yeah, you can just click the video if you want to see the miracles and growth disasters. Very interesting video. If you have time, please turn on this video. Yeah, set up this video. Turn on. Next one. Next one. Okay. Investment from abroad. So, what is the essential of investment from abroad, sisters? I want to hear the voice of um, uh, Sister Alia. Sister Alia, could you please read the slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Investment from abroad. Government can increase capital accumulation and long-term economic growth by encouraging investment from foreign sources.
Okay, so what the essential investment from abroad? So you asking money from overseas. What the essential? The essential is, sister brothers, I want to tell you this one. I want just to go back here. Here, to go back here. You can see the curves now. Yeah. You see that every single governments, yeah, every single governments, they are wanting to reach this optimal positions. This one, yeah. But somehow, unfortunately, they don't have enough funding to grow the engine into this particular points, unfortunately. So by taking these conditions, yeah, they are have some efforts to keep this curve up by borrowing, by asking borrowing from others parties, either overseas or domestics. So the essential of the uh, investment from abroad is to ensure that the government is able to catch up the productivity until the optimal positions here. You see now the essential, the functions of these investments. Yeah. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to raise the questions. Yeah. Please just asking. Yeah, meanwhile. Okay, next one. Investment from abroad here could be in the two forms. The first is foreign direct investment and foreign portfolio investments. What is the difference? The main difference is the FDI is in the form of physical investment. The foreign countries, the foreign investors, they are building firms, they are building schools, they are building infrastructures. So they could be considered as foreign direct investment. But if the foreign portfolio investment is in the form of financial instruments, such as they are buying the stocks, they are buying obligations, they are buying the treasury bonds, yeah, but they are investing yet in the uh, Indonesia, for example. So what is the difference in the foreign and portfolio and direct investments? The next one.
Hello.
Hello? Yes, brother? You have any questions?
One question.
Okay, please.
Yeah, the investment from abroad, does it also means that the net income from abroad? Like if we say the difference between property income received minus property income paid.
Sorry, brother, your voice is not so clear. Could you please just repeat once again and a little bit slowly, please?
Okay, are you hearing me?
Oh, yeah, yes, I hear you. Slowly and
Yeah.
clear, please. Yeah.
Okay, I said the investment from abroad, does it mean the net income from abroad? Like if we said the difference between the property
Okay, yeah.
the property income paid.
Okay. So investment from abroad here, I say before, yeah, in the form of the FDI, foreign direct investment, or foreign portfolio investments. So the FDI here, the investment that in the form of physical investment. If the foreign investors or the foreign countries, they invest in the infrastructures, buildings, or firms, hospitals, or whatever economical investment, yeah, that will create earning or income either from home countries or from abroad countries. Or it can be in the form of portfolio investment. Portfolio means in the form of stocks or obligations or treasury bonds. Yeah. So the investment here in the physical and non-physical investment. But the point is, this investment from abroad here is taken into account due to the lack of capital that available in the home countries. So the home countries are taking this investment in order to catch up the productivity so that the level of optimal balance that I saw just now in the curve can be reached, Brother Madiba. Have I answered your question?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your response. Okay, let me just continue a little bit about the next slide. You can just asking later on. So here we have investment from abroad again. Foreign investors will take their earning, interest, and profits back to their own countries. So these terms can be considered as GDP, gross domestic products. Yeah. So whatever earning that they got, they'll be returned back to their host countries. Yeah. The home countries, not host countries. Host countries means Indonesia, the home country that where the investment coming from. Yeah. And still, foreign investment creates jobs and raise productivity and wages. Yeah. So this is the positive side of the investments. And the last one, foreign direct investment is one way for poor countries to learn the use of the state-of-the-art technologies. So they will have transfer of technology in case, yeah, they will have FDI, the physical investment. So they will carry the technological advancement on vehicles, yeah, or of airplane, for example, factories, yeah. They will bring into the host countries and they will create new jobs. And in the end, the transfer of knowledge will be taken. And in the end, the productivity and the knowledge of the host country will be increasing. This is the beneficial aspect. The next one, for poor countries, foreign investment may be the only route to progress. Maybe, yeah. Especially if their incomes are barely enough to cover the essential consumption needs. Yeah, I said before, yeah, that the country, yeah, is highly need the investment from abroad because they only has capacity to fulfill their basic need only. Yeah. So the basic need is not yet fulfilled. Yeah. So that they have to consume more, yeah, from the incomes. Yeah. And it means that the saving will be lacking. And this lack of saving could be taken from investment from abroad. To the point. Yeah. And to attract a foreign investment, government must protect the property rights and provide adequate infrastructures. Therefore, right now, if you see from Indonesian government experience, existing government is trying to develop so many routes, so many ports, yeah, so many infrastructures, because they wanted to attract more foreign investment so that they can invest to Indonesia and will carry so many funds. So in the end, the productivity of the country will be rising. Yeah. The next one, education. No question. Yeah, education must be the first. Right now, by the way, for your information, Indonesian government has provided so many huge funds for talented Indonesian students who will pursue the study to the overseas across the globe, yeah, freely through the scholarship from Ministry of Finance called LPDP. Yeah. So if you check in the website LPDP, yeah, so this scholarship is given by the governments to them who are having a very good achievement in academic and non-academic side to pursue the postgraduate studies over the world freely. Yeah, with all costs will be covered by this scholarship. And this scholarship has been applied since 2010, has been 10 years ago. And so many graduates has been graduated through this scholarship across the globe. Yeah, and it is the commitment of the government to promote the educations and to ensure that the long growth rate will be sustainable in the long run. Yeah, in terms of education. And here, an educated person might generate new ideas that might expand society's pool of knowledge and provide an external benefit to others. I think you will feel that if you have been graduated from this university and you back to your society, you will share your knowledge, you will share your benefit, you will share your understanding around surrounding you. And when deciding how much education to acquire, the typical individual pays attention to the prospect of earning higher wages, but ignores the external benefit of his education to the rest of the society. This is the dichotomy, this is the challenge. So somehow the people is pursuing study until PhD, until doctoral degrees, but they forgot the uh, contributions surrounding him or her or to the society. Yeah. Therefore, it makes sense for the government to give individuals a subsidy and as the extra incentive to go to schools. Yeah, because the government wants the knowledge that they have, yeah, not only benefited to themselves or to her or himself, but also to the society. Therefore, you are given the scholarship or the subsidy, yeah, so that you can be enforced, yeah, by the government to share your knowledge to the society later on when you have been graduated. Yeah. The next one here, education again. Yeah, I don't want to repeat again. One problem facing some poor countries. This is the issue right now. Brain drain. What is the brain drain? The immigration of the many of the most highly educated workers to rich countries. I want to just remind the Madiba and the Abdo here, yeah, because you are under scholarship of government of under the university. I do suggest you when you have been graduated from this university, please come back to your country. Please contribute to your society over there. Don't stay in Indonesia, don't stay in rich country, so you forgot your country. It happens to some countries, some brave people, some good people, students, that they have been graduated and they got scholarship from the government, but they remains in the rich country. They don't want to back to the countries. So in the end, the country remains in the poor situation because they don't transfer the knowledge that they got into the society that they live in the country. This is a challenge, yeah, including the domestic students, yeah. When you are studying in Jakarta, yeah, or in Jakarta, yeah, please don't stay in Jakarta or in big cities, Indonesia. Please come back to your town, your villages, your village, and your society. Please develop your society over there, yeah, by based on your knowledge that you got during studying here. Yeah, this is the challenge, brain drain. Yeah. Next one is the health and nutrition. Less healthy workers are less productive. Less healthy workers impose external costs on the rest of the society that can infect others. So like now, yeah, pandemic. Yeah, the pandemic right now. Countries can get caught in the vicious cycles. Vicious cycles means the cycle cannot be cut. They are cycling, they are flowing, yeah, cannot be cut. This provides justification for the government efforts to encourage saving and investment to push economic growth. Yeah, these vicious cycles here. No cycle that can be cut. They are flowing. Poor people, yeah, people are poor. People cannot afford adequate health care and nutritious food, and they will be poor, always poor and poor. So you have to be cut. We have be upgraded from underestimated situation into the more good standard of living. Yeah. Any questions, sisters, brothers, please? Okay, here there are some study research from Robert Vogels, yeah, in Great Britain, 1980. About 1 in 5 people were so that they could not do manual labor. And as nutrition improved, so did productivity. Yeah, so nutrition will influence the level of productivity. Yeah, this is the essence of this research. And here, Robert Vogel's research again, as nation get richer, very interesting. As nation get richer, people eat more, and the population get taller. From 1995 to 1975, the average caloric intake in Great Britain rose by 26%, and the height of the average man rose by 3.6 inches. Yeah. Studies have found that height is an indicator of productivity. I don't know uh, it is correct or not. Yeah. If you are not height, it means that you are not productive. It doesn't. I don't think so. It depends on the economic sectors where you're working on. Yeah. And property rights and political stability. Yeah. Property rights refer to the ability to people to exercise authority over the resources they own. So property rights mean the ability of you to own the property and use this property to the responsible use, yeah, for supporting economic growth, yeah. And the free trade, the next one, yeah. Trade is some ways type of technology, yeah, and blah blah blah. Okay, I want to ask you, sisters and brothers, what the type of why the countries rich and others not rich? Why Singapore, for a small country, only 670 kilometer squares, they have saving account or reserve double compared to Indonesia has. Why it happens? Anybody can help me to just raise some arguments, please.
Yes.
Okay, please.
Yeah, one can be because of the resources, the level of resources, to the level of population.
Have you gone? Have you gone to Singapore, brother? Have you visited Singapore?
No. I just hear about it and make some research about it sometimes.
Okay. For your information, yeah, that Singapore only has 5 million population. 5 million population. And no natural resources that they have. They only has manpower there. Manpower, labor. But the labor is skillful and productive. And in addition, the one thing that I got from my humble observation is the country that rich or can has a very huge reserve is because of they are trading countries. You can mention, brother and sisters, what country that get considered to be rich because they are trading? Singapore, China,
Qatar.
the Gulf countries, and South Africa, yeah, perhaps America, Japan, yeah, Taiwan, Hong Kong, South Korea. They are rich because they are trading. They are not consuming countries. But differently, we are as consumers, not producers. Indonesia, even though we have very big populations, we are not able to trade in very high amount. You can see that the trade of Indonesia always negative deficit. Import always uh, higher compared to export. But those countries that I mentioned before, they are surplus. They have more export compared to the import. They are trading countries. Like Singapore, what the thing that you cannot see there, even though they don't have natural resources. Singapore can trade oil. Unbelievable. They purchase the oil from us and they sell on the behalf of them. They purchase our palm oil and they sell to the others, the Singapore. So the trading actually, yeah, will encourage the higher value added compared to the consumptions. Yeah. There's no any mistake with consumptions. I do agree with consumptions, but the issue here is the country such as Indonesia right now, we have very big population, 250 million people here. Every day is eating, yeah, consuming each other, but unfortunately, the product that we eat coming from overseas. Why we don't think to produce by our own? We produce and we sell and we consume by our own, and the rest is sold to other countries. Why don't think like that? So we create our independency, not dependency. This is the problem. Yeah, this is a challenge across the years, not only for Indonesian case, but also other countries. Yeah. Okay, let me see the next one. Some countries engage in inwards-oriented state policies, avoiding interaction with other countries. So if your country is inwards-oriented, you are closing trading with others. But if you are outward-oriented, trade policies encouraging interaction with other countries. So a country that adopts inwards-oriented policy will have to make everything it needs, including the thing it cannot produce efficiently. So it happens basically, it happened to the North Korea. North Korea is implementing now the inward-oriented trade policy. They do not do any trade with others. They fulfill their basic need by their own. They only just export a small portion of their production to other countries. But the rest, dominantly, they consume by their own. So this North Korea creates their own independence, even though it doesn't efficient, but they create by their own. Yeah, this is the some approaches. Next one, geography. Trade depends not only on government policy but also on geography. Countries with natural resources, natural seaports, find it easier to trade and prosper. Yeah, if you see, sisters and brothers, there are some countries in the world like now whereby they have oceans. Yeah, they have the seaports, but some of the countries they are located in between other countries. They don't have the seaports. Yeah, look like in Africa, I don't know, Madiba, your country, whether your country has seaports. In Gambia, does Gambia has an ocean? Has the border with the ocean, Madiba, by the way?
Yeah, we have rivers over
Okay,
ozone.
okay, you have seaports. Okay, that's good. So the country that have a seaport or um, they have the what's that? Uh, the oceans, yeah, they will be easier to trade and prosper. In Indonesia, we have more seaports because every single province in Indonesia, they should have the seaports because we are nearby the Hindia and the Pacific Oceans. Yeah, therefore Indonesia is considered to be very important countries. Yeah, in the trading route. Yeah, between the Europe, yeah, the Africa and America. We are the middle. We are among the country that connecting the trading among the countries. Yeah, and many of the world's major cities are located close to oceans. You can see here, many of the world major cities are located close to the ocean. Mention Jakarta, Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, yeah, Thailand, yeah, many headquarters of the countries around the globe, they are nearby the oceans, they are nearby the seaports, because this country will handle and will lead, yeah, the trading with the other countries, yeah. And Africa has suffered because many of its countries are landlocked. I say before, they don't have the seaports. They are landlocked. They are locked in between other countries. Yeah, but I think this geography is not the main factors. Just one factor, but not the main factors. Yeah, not the main factors. Yeah. This the video, you can see the relation with geography and economic growth. Very interesting video. Please open this video later on. Yeah. Next one is research and development. Yeah. You see, sisters and brothers, the country that rich, somehow they allocate very huge amount of research fund. Look like America, Japan, China, they allocate more than 3% of their GDP for research. They're looking for the knowledge or the new uh, innovations, yeah, through research. But the way around, the country that don't have enough fund of research, we are becoming follower rather than leader, yeah, in advancement of knowledge. Yes, so please be concerned about the research and development if you are someday elected as the leaders. Yeah. Next one is population growth. Yeah. So population growth somehow is not negative. It is a very good factors of production if productive, if knowledgeable, if they are directed into technological advancements, if they are more educated. So the numbers is not the issue. The issue is the quality. It doesn't matter you have more children, you have more population in your area. Doesn't matter as long as you are productive. The problem is, even though very small but not productive, it will create problems. Yeah. So please do concern also about the population growth. So the keywords is productivity. Yeah. Population growth stretching natural resources. Yeah. About Thomas Malthus has argued that because of diminishing return in agriculture, food production could not keep pace with population growth, leading to widespread famines. But was he wrong? Although the world's population has increased sixfold for the past 2 centuries, living standards are on average much higher today. So the Malthus argument has been false because he argued the more people, the more population will be creating more problems. But he forgot the issue about productivity. Productivity not only just in terms of the skill, but also in terms of technological acquisitions. Yeah, this is the issue right now. Population growth here, diluting the capital stocks, disturb the capital stock. If its family has large number of children, it would be difficult to educate them all. The kid may grow up with less human capital as a result. Equip them with the necessary physical capitals. Partly for this reason, China restricts families to just one child. Some people may consider this is to be an acceptable reduction of human freedoms. You see here, system readers, it seems to be contradictions. Yeah, contradictions. The first arguments they supporting the issue of avoiding having huge number of children. And the second argument here seems to be condemning the people that restrict for having many children. Which one is the correct one? The correct answer is, I just mentioned to you just now, the issue is not because of the numbers, but the issue is about the productivity from these particular children. To what extent the parents is able to direct or to manage these children to be productive in the future. Of course, the capital investment will be more compared to the less children. But as long as the parent is able to do like that, why not? So the issue is not because of the numbers. The issue of the way to what extent the parents is able to manage the numbers. Yeah. So in might say the productivity of the parents itself. Yeah. Next one here. If there are more people, there are more scientists. By assuming that those children are productive, there are more scientists, inventors, engineers to contribute to technological advancement. There is a larger market for innovative goods. This increases the incentive to innovate. Yeah. So the issue is not the numbers, but the ability to promote technological progress or knowledge progress. Yeah. Okay. Here is just the information. Yeah. Therefore, the question, the conclusion is, what makes a nation rich? The answer is government. Yeah. Poor people are poor because they made the wrong choices. They made the wrong choice because their government gave them the wrong incentive. Fix government to fix poverty. Because in the end, sisters and brothers, the government is the only authoritative institutions that is able to manage and direct your life, because they have power, they have money, they have military groups, they have everything in these countries. So the capability of them is a must. So my suggestion, if you have ability to select somebody, please do consider their ability, their productivity, their commitments, because they will direct your future life. They will equip you. They will create you, develop you to be person in the future through their policies. Yeah, this is just the examples. Yeah, you can see some uh, government policies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The importance of institutions, the governments. You can just open the YouTube. Yeah, later on. So here, the Mexico-U.S. border fence splits Nogales into two halves. The spread, the border that are identical in every way except the governments. You see the border. You can see the border, yeah, between Indonesia and Papua, or Indonesia and Malaysia. You can see the border. What makes this border difference? Because of the governments. Yeah, median household income is 30,000 on the USA side and 10,000 on the Mexico side. China has been transformed in recent decades pretty much entirely because the government policies have changed. So the keywords here is government, government, government. Yeah. The summary. Yeah. Economic prosperity, as measured by real GDP per person, varies substantially around the world, increasing or moving up and down. The average income of the world's richest country is more than 10 times than in the world's poorest countries. The standard of living in economy depends on the economic ability to produce goods and services, productivity, yeah. Productivity depends on the amount of physical capitals, human capitals, natural resources, and technological knowledge available to workers. Government policies can influence the economic growth rate in many different ways. So if you are given the choice between the physical capital, human capital, natural resources, and technological knowledge, I personally will choose human capital as the core of the core of the source of. So if you can develop your human capital, even though you don't have natural resources, for sure you will have physical capital. You will have technological knowledge. And in the end, you can have natural resources through trading. And in the end, you will have capable governments. You will have strong government. You will have responsible government. And in the end, your standard of living, your economic growth will be moving up compared to other countries. And it has happened in some countries that you can see for your own perspective are considered to be a rich country. They don't have anything. They only have the government that able to manage the economy, the country with a responsible way. The next one, the accumulation of the capital is subject to diminishing returns. Because of the missing return, higher saving lead to the higher growth for the period of time, but growth will eventually slow down. Also because the missing returns, the return in the capital is especially high in poor countries. Yeah, this one summarize the issue of the curve that I explained before. Yeah, if you have more capital, as long as it has not passed the optimal balance, yeah, in the curve, you will be have positive returns, or diminishing return will not exist. But if you have passed the optimal position of the curve and you add more capital into economy, so in the end you will have diminishing returns. Yeah. So the issue is you have to determine the optimal positions. The next one, here just the examples, yeah, of the economic growth of some countries. Yeah, let me just make it higher, make it bigger. Yeah, you can see also from your screen, sisters and brothers, very interesting data. Yeah, about the economic growth of every country there. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you can see the annual growth uh, based on the PPP. Yeah, the percentage 12%, Equatorial Guinea, China 8%. Yeah, and the other country has different annual growth. As long as you have growth rate positively, it will be better rather than you have negative growth. Yeah, negative growth. This one is the other countries that has negative growth, yeah, and also positive growth. Yeah. Okay, sisters and brothers, I guess that all the discussion on this part, yeah, about productions, uh, policy, and economic growth. Okay, if you have any question, please.
Pak, I want to ask you
Please.
that can I use bahasa?
Yeah, you can mix with English. Brother Madiba perhaps did not understand that. Yeah.
Tapi susah, Pak. It's difficult to use English.
Okay. Okay. I will try to translate.
Oke. Jadi tadi Bapak singgung yang health kesehatan sektor itu, sektor kesehatan. Terus
Yes.
aku tuh bingungnya kenapa penyebaran penyebaran tenaga kesehatan, tenaga kerja kesehatan di Indonesia tuh belum merata gitu loh, Pak. Padahal ada peraturan, kalau setauku ya, di Papua itu ada peraturan kayak yang diutamain itu putra daerah. Sedangkan yang aku tahu juga SDM kami yang di Papua tuh juga tidak menunjang kriteria gitu loh. Jadi apakah itu menghambat pemerintah untuk yang kayak tadi Bapak bilang yang membuat negara itu kaya tuh ya pemerintah. Apakah itu tuh salah satu penghambatnya?
Yeah.
Gitu, Pak.
Okay, thank you, Sister Dia. Yeah. If I can translate a bit about her questions to others. Yeah. She questions about why there is an equal number of health services officers, yeah, such as doctors, nurses, yeah, in other part of the cities across Indonesia. So there are some health officers only concentrate, yeah, in Java, for example, yeah, but not in other parts that maybe they are more needed, yeah, compared to in Java. Why it happens? I can answer this one, sister and brothers, from two perspectives. The first is through supply side. The supply side. Supply side means that from the perspective of knowledgeable persons, the persons that meet the certain level of basic requirements. Maybe in Papua or maybe in other part of Indonesia other than Java, the number is very small, Sister Tia. The eligible one is small, even though the number is high, but the eligible one is quite small. Yeah, in terms of the supply side. And the second one, in terms of the demand side. The demand side means that because of the population number is not much as in Java, so that the demand for the people that has this ability should be in proportions with the number of the populations. Yeah. So if the population only one, yeah, of course we only need one. If the population is two, we need two, for example. So the demand and supply here is not matched. But in the end, I do agree with you. I do agree with you. In the end, if the demand and supply is not equal, it's not equilibrium, isn't it? Yeah. And in the long run, it would happen again and again, continuously. So the solution would be the one that can break this inequilibrium, only the government through the policies. So the government should create the policy that enable the area or the province that has huge numbers should be transmigrated into the like one. Look like the transmigrations a policy that has been done by the Suharto president last 20, 30 decades. They try to emigrate a certain amount of people in Java to other part of Indonesia. And in the end, you can see the area, the city or the village is growing. So I can emphasize here, the thing that I want to emphasize is, please don't take the policy from demand side perspective. I mean that if the population is small, it should be small. But it should be from the supply perspective. Yeah, it means that please make the one that the number is small to be gradually increased by putting the people that has high or extra capabilities into that. So hopefully time goes by, the transfer of knowledge will be undertaken slowly. Yeah. So the more the people put there in Papua, so the transfer of knowledge from these assisting people will be gradually moved to the your people there, and time goes by, the number of the people that has basic capability will be gradually increases. And in the end, you will see the equal proportion will happen. This is the idea, Sister Dia, that I can answer. So in the end, the government should manage and should bring the incentive policies for those to the area that lacking by giving subsidy, by giving incentive, by giving more money, for example. But in the end, the prosperity will be equal, isn't it? But if there is no any actions, I think the problem will be widened, will be broadened, and no solution at all. Yeah. This one, Sister Dia, that I can answer. Whether I have answer or not, you can just reply or response.
It's enough, sir.
Okay, thank you, Dia, for your response. Any other question, please, for others? Silakan. Any questions, or you have any feedbacks, comments, please?
In bahasa, can you, sir?
Okay, please, Fatir. Please,
In
your
bahasa
questions. Yes, yes, please. In bahasa. Yeah.
tentang investor
Yes,
asing.
yes.
Apa tujuan suatu negara mengizinkan investor asing berada di negaranya, Sir?
Okay. So
Dan
please.
dan bagaimana cara mengusir?
Okay. Okay, yeah. So the good questions raised by Brother Fatir, yeah. The question raised is about why the government or domestic government or a particular country such as Indonesia invite so many coming into our country and how to take them out from the country. Yeah. So, sister and brothers, yeah, I have mentioned before that we do not close our door to the outsiders. We welcome, we invite them to come to our country. But the problem is the government must have the clear-cut rule and regulation on what that okay or permissible and not permissible. The point that okay and not okay for them. So we are the landlord in this country, must be the leader of them, not the follower of them. We should have the rule and regulation that clearly state if they are coming to Indonesia, what should be the rights of them, what should be not right of them. And if it is clear cut, it is clear, we will manage them, not they will manage us. Yeah. So the problem now, somehow, we only just invite them, but we don't know how to manage them, how to regulate them. So in the end, they conducted what they want in our country. This is the problem. So what the China did actually is good. The China, you see, China, yeah, initially they closed the door to other countries, yeah. But in 1970, they attempted to open the door to other countries once they have already clear-cut the rule and regulation for foreign investors. Please, you do whatever you want, but this is the rule. Don't pass the rule. Don't break the rules. So in the end, the investors running the businesses and doing activity there in line what the government wants. Of course, the government here is representative of the people. So the government is assumed to take care the people. So as long as the people welfare and prosperity is maintained, for sure the government will promote it. Yeah. So here the answer of it actually. So the problem again and again is the government rule and regulations, not in terms of the investors. They are good, but the not good is the government itself. They're not able to manage them properly. This is Patir, that answers.
Oh yes.
So please don't blame the investors, but blame your government, because the government is the one and sole authoritative person that representing you in managing all the things that we have. Yeah. So they have all. They have power. They have money. They have officers, whatever in their hand. So please don't choose the wrong one, because they will direct your life. Yeah. Okay, please. Others, have any questions? Okay, no questions. Yeah. Okay, if there's no any questions, sisters, brothers. Okay. Danny, you have any question, Danny?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. If you have no any question after this class, please don't hesitate to personally chat me. Yeah, I will answer you directly. Yeah, if I have free. Yeah. Okay, dear sisters and brothers. I think that's all for today meetings. Yeah, I feel very happy and very proud to have you in these discussions. Yeah, so many issues that we have, so many questions that that you put to me, and hopefully it will open your mind that put everything into the context. Yeah, not to be so emotional. Yeah, don't be so pragmatic. Yeah, but please put into the correct context and please be wise. Yeah, because economic policy must be wise and must consider many aspects, many people, yeah, that all in all must be equilibrium, must be match each other. Don't be too excessive, don't be too stagnant, but we are looking the balance. Everything in the balance will be good, but everything in the excessive or in stagnant will be maybe not as good as we expect. Yeah, please be the balanced positions by reading, yeah, by reading, studying, discussing, and exchanging idea with others. Yeah. Okay, that's all that I can share with you today. Thank you very much for very kind attention. See you next week. Don't forget to take your attendance. Let me end this session with reciting Dalah together. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Okay, this video is recorded. I will put the recorded video in my class as usual. I end. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Sir.
Thank you.